Me, like they're like, what's that in your suitcase? Nothing. It's like Chloe's head peeking out for the sewing challenge. I'm like,
Yeah, she's
oh,
like, it's
we
just like the
love that.
ponytail.
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Out of the Box. You have myself here, Elvira. We have Johnny and the birthday girl, Chloe. And today's episode is all about Chloe and birthdays and whatever she wants to talk about. Because today she is queen. Well, she's queen every day, but especially today because it's her birthday. So let's go off. And Chloe, I wanted to ask you first off, since it is your birthday, do you have anything special going on this weekend?
Well, hey guys, thanks Elvira for that lovely introduction. Um, yes, I actually do. I have quite a few things. So I celebrate my birth month, not just the day or the weekend.
Me too.
I take the whole
Mhm.
month and I run with it. So I have a few things planned out. I have a few dinners to go to.
Ooh.
There is a Taylor Swift little museum here in Arlington, and I really want to go see it. They have some memorabilia from her previous albums and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing that in like a week or so. And
Aw.
then just shopping. I love shopping. And so one of my favorite things to do around my birthday or for my birthday is I love to go to like the stores that give you free things for your birthday. They'll send you like
Oh,
an
yes.
email and they're like, you get this for free for your birthday and da 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 da. So I've been, you know, saving all the ones that I like, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go cash those in. I love the free stuff. Who doesn't love free stuff?
Mhm.
But yeah, I already started actually. I got a few goodies already for my birthday from stores like that. But yeah.
I love that. I love how that you're like, I'm going to a few dinners. Like you're
Yes,
lining them
well,
That's
up.
not
You're
a
like, you're
celebration.
gonna take me out. You're gonna take me out. Don't forget about taking me out.
so the thing about me is I don't like to ask people for things for my birthday. I learned that the hard way. And ever since that incident, I just started doing it for myself. And if people remember my birthday, if people want to take me out for my birthday, wish me a happy birthday, etc., then, it's all good with me. But a few of my friends have contacted me and they're like, hey, you want to have a little birthday dinner? And I'm like, sure. And,
Oh,
my mom wants to take me out, my boyfriend, and so it becomes a lot of dinners because, yeah.
see, I love that because then you can do things all, all month long. I'm the same way. I always say my birth month, I go wild. I'm like, I'm already planning stuff out, and my birthday's not close yet, but I'm just like, all right, I want to do this. I want to do that. And I even plan things after my birthday because I'm like, oh, it happens to land on a later date. That's fine. It's in the umbrella of time. We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
Mhm.
Uh, Johnny, question for you. Do you have any birthday themed dolls that maybe have like struck a chord in you or like that you're like, oh, these are just absolutely beautiful?
For me, usually like whenever I think of birthday dolls, I think of Barbies because I think there's a lot of like multiple Barbie dolls that are like birthday themed. But since my birthday is around, it's like the day after Valentine's Day. So like if it's a Valentine's doll, that's a birthday doll to me.
Oh, I
So
love
for me,
that.
like when Kaya released, I thought that's like a birthday doll for me. So like for me, Kaya, she holds like a special place in my heart because she's not technically came out on my birthday, but it's like birthday-ish. So like that's like a birthday doll to me. So that's probably the only like birthday thing I have that's like doll related. Because I don't collect Barbies like we said in the last episode. But yeah, Kaya to me, she's one of the birthday dolls that technically not birthday, but that's the one I have. I usually don't buy myself stuff like for my birthday because like people be like getting me stuff and they're like, don't buy anything because you always buy everything. And that's what like usually my mom is telling me that because I keep buying dolls and then she's like, I don't know what to get you. But last year she got me series, what was it? What did she get me? No, this year she got me series 5 of the Rainbow High and she got me all of them.
Oh,
So those
that's
are
awesome
those are
that
also like
your mom knows and like is aware enough. Go, okay, series 5, I need to get those dolls, or do you have like a wish list that you give her?
oh well, I kind of like was like, hey, these dolls are out and it's almost my birthday. So like and then like, reminder here and there, But yeah, she was like, okay, these are the ones you want. I'm gonna order them for you. And I was like, thank you.
I love
Thank you.
that. Oh yeah, no, I
That's
always do
usually
the same thing. Wink,
yeah, that's
wink. It's
usually
like,
how it is every year.
But that's funny, Johnny, that you say that like you go with dolls that are around your birthday. So for you, it's obviously February, so it's like Valentine's Day themed. For me, my birthday's in September, so I always try to latch on to Halloween, even though it's not for the following month. But I try to latch on to Halloween stuff, because like for me, it's like I know we talked about before about dolls being a fantasy, and I'm just going to be honest with everybody here listening in to our podcast episode that we were jokingly talking about dolls being in a fantasy and living in the dollhouse and having everything fabulous and wonderful. And I was like, you know what? We're going to bring this up on the podcast. We're going to be real and honest and just talk about how, when it comes down to like birthday gifts, I was thinking back, I'm like, man, what have I really wanted for my birthday over the past couple of years? And I remember last year, my parents, they don't buy me too much, but sometimes they'll get me like a doll and stuff. And I literally was like, you just have to give me money because life is just too expensive right now. And it's so sad that when we think of like birthday gifts now, and I don't feel like I'm alone, instead of asking for like fun stuff, oh, can you help us pay bills? And I'm just like, oh, this is the truth harsh of reality as we bring Chloe's episode into reality with this. But do you feel the same way? Like sometimes on your birthday, you're like, it's getting to the point now where I feel like it's hard to celebrate certain things because almost I feel guilty because everything is so financially insane right now. Am I alone on this?
Yeah. No, you're not alone. I completely 120 million% agree with you. Birthdays are fun and all, but there's a harsh reality that comes with not just growing up, but also birthdays in general. That's why I'm really grateful whenever people gift me anything. Nudie was so kind. She got me the Draculaura San Diego Comic Con Freaky Chic doll. And I was so happy because I know for a fact that it was between the doll and paying my phone. I have to pay my phone. And, that's just a harsh reality. And even with like my mom or my sister, they'll tell me, oh, what do you want for your birthday? And I'm just like, I don't know, maybe money. Maybe money so I can pay something. Of course, if they want to get me something, I will accept it, of course. But yeah, it come to a point where you're like, do I go out and celebrate and waste my money on things that I know I'm going to regret later, or do I just save it for a rainy day type of vibes? But I agree with you.
To me, it's sad though that something that should be joyous because it's a birthday, you're celebrating yourself, which I feel like we should celebrate ourselves all the time. But I feel like it's one of those things where it almost makes it sad that you can't just, have a doll and not think about it. To me, I don't look at people who are financially sound and go, oh, I want their money. It's more of like, I want to be financially sound so that I don't have to think about it. Where I'm like, oh, today a new doll came out, I'll buy her and not worry whether, oh, I'm not going to be able to buy my friend a birthday present or where I'm not going to be able to still pay a phone bill. That to me is when really financial happiness is when you don't have to think about the bill. And the bill, you're like, I'll just pay it. Or I'll just buy that doll and not have to worry about it. Now, am I saying go out and splurge and buy a huge collection every day? No. But, within reason, we're all talking here within reason and being able to buy someone a gift or buy someone a doll or buy something for yourself and not, like you said, go to your family and be like, and it's hard. Like even as a grown adult, it's still hard to go be like, when my dad's like, oh, you want like $20 or something like that for your birthday or, whatever he gives me. And I was like, yeah, I'll take the money, and it's like, you feel like, but that's the world we're living in now, where I think a lot of people before, my dad grew up in the 50s and he was in Vietnam and the war and everything. So he grew up in a very, very different time, 50s through the 70s when he was younger. And he's like, before he's like, oh no, you were an adult the day you turned 18. And now I feel like so many people are living with their families and, going through so many different life changes later on in life. So it's one of those things where I'm like, now I feel like when you say you're an adult, I'm like, oh, so you must be like 60, 70? You can afford to buy things? Are you like, like, Johnny, do you feel that way too when it comes to, do you feel like birthday guilt ever? Do you feel that way when people ask you like, oh, what do you want for your birthday? Do you feel like, I should probably just ask financial stability?
Yeah, for me, when it comes to birthdays, I'm not usually a person that like likes to go all out for my birthday. I think it was like 2015, the last time I even had an actual birthday with like family coming over and stuff, which was a long time ago. And I don't know, I just don't get like the whole center of attention, everything on me. And I'm like, oh, okay. But for me, like whenever they ask, like, "Oh, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for your birthday?" I just want to spend time like with my family and stuff. Like I feel like that's most important to me. Like yeah, they'll get me stuff, but I just mostly appreciate just them being here
Oh.
with me. And even like I think 2016 was like when I tried to have a birthday, and kind of sad story, but like I invited like a couple of friends. Kid you not, no one showed up. No one showed up. So it was just me like in the backyard waiting for them, and like no one showed up. So and then after that I just stopped having birthdays, and then we didn't really celebrate anything. Like even like when it's here at home with my family, like my mom and dad, my brother, we'll like get a cake and like we'll just eat and then watch a movie or something. But that's pretty much it. Never really going out for anything. So yeah, the birthdays aren't really the biggest deal to me, but whenever I did like join Instagram and everything and like became friends with Chloe, Krista, and that's when like I felt more special because I could spend my birthday like with them, like online, even if it's not in person. We spend it online, we send each other stuff, and it's a really fun time, But for me, it was like birthdays have never really been a big deal to me, even growing up, like when we were little, like me and my brother, we would like share a birthday, which is kind of weird because I was February and he was April. So it's not like we were even like close to like to celebrate at the same time. But it just like, again, like with the financial situation, we didn't have the money to celebrate like for two, like separately. So we would do it together. And for me, like it was never an issue. It was like, I want my own birthday. I want like that. I was just happy to have a good time, have some cake, spend some time with my family. So that's my experience with birthdays. I do like getting stuff here and there, but for me, the most important thing is just spending it with my family, make sure everyone's healthy and happy. That's just the most important
Aw.
thing.
I love that. And I think you bring up a really good point for, I brought up earlier, like, oh, do you feel guilty asking for stuff? And being able to do something that is cost effective is spending time with friends or having great memories. Like I know, Chloe, earlier you mentioned that you're going to go like to the Taylor Swift Museum. That's a great memory. And I feel like you shouldn't feel guilty for wanting, to spend time with other people and having great memories within reason. Obviously, like I don't know how expensive the Toast Museum is, but it's
It's
really one of
not.
those
It's
things where
not.
it's like balancing it out. But I feel like that brings up a good point that you can do things that are financially sound and still have really great memories tied to that, excluding having to buy all the dolls. I mean, all the dolls are great.
No, yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. I think I think as I'm getting older, I want to spend more time with my loved ones. Just because you never know what could happen, and I don't want to have that regret later on. So
Yeah.
for birthdays and stuff like that, I love going out with my family. I love spending time with my family. Like Johnny said, even if like my parents or like somebody gets me like a little cake just to sing happy birthday, I'm completely happy with that. And I love to do a lot of things that don't you don't need a lot of money for. So yeah, I really enjoy going out to, like I mentioned earlier, to get the free birthday gifts from stores because it's something I could do that doesn't require a lot of money. And for example, I love to shop. I love going to the stores. I love, doing things like that. But realistically, I can't treat myself to a huge birthday shopping spree. So what is the next best thing for me? Oh, go to the stores, look at things, but also with all the freebies that I get, it feels like I'm purchasing, even though I'm not. Sometimes I do spend a little bit here and there, but it's never like ridiculous amounts. And I'm really happy with that. That became something that I look forward to every birthday, look forward to the freebie. Like, and you could do a lot of things like that where it doesn't require a lot of money and you're still making memories, you're still having fun, you're still celebrating your birthday. Another thing I really like to do for my birthday is the outfits and the photo shoots and the all that type of stuff. Like I love doing that because I love fashion. I love looking at like, celebrations and things like that. And I it really did start with wanting to, in a way, be on a magazine. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I always wanted to be in a magazine, and I was like, it's not happening. It's not going to happen. So I used my platform to be that magazine. And every birthday or every holiday or whatever, I'll do a little fun photo shoot. I'll create an outfit. I'm the designer. I'm the model. I'm the photographer. I'm everything, and that satisfies that feeling. So that's another fun thing I like to do for my birthday that isn't costing me a ton of money. So
And I have to say,
yeah.
like, all of your outfits are perfection, like the one you're wearing now. And I And if you're only listening to this, please go to the YouTube channel and watch this because like it looks so real. Like when you first came on, I was like, oh, is that frosting? Okay, first of all, it's a mess, but I love it. Like it's
Yes,
stunning. Oh
definitely
my
go
gosh.
check out Instagram. Go check out my Instagram. I think the picture should be up by the time this episode comes out. But yeah, check out my Instagram, Chloe Squirrel 96, and you can see this outfit. You can see some of the previous stuff that I've made for my birthdays. But it's fun. I love creating fun birthday outfits.
I love it. It's so beautiful. Like you literally look
Thank
like
you.
a birthday cake. It's so cute. A cupcake. We're a cupcake. Let's go with cute.
That was the vibe.
I feel like with this episode, we had obviously some down moments, but also I feel like it's also just letting people know that that is a part of reality. I mean, whether it's birthdays or life or the situation that unfortunately the world is in right now. I mean, it's up and down, but you can always get some spark of joy, even if it is like you said, spending time with your family or getting dressed up or see, like I'll be transparent. I love throwing a huge party. I want to be the center of attention. I want to do the craziest things. I've rented out restaurants before. I've hired dancers for my party. Like I'm like the opposite of what you expressed, Johnny. But last year, for example, I mean, to bring it, I can be touching as well. Last year was one of my favorite birthdays because I was in LA and it was just Claudine and I, and we had coordinating outfits and we went to a place that had vegan McDonald's and shot a TikTok. And it was the most simplest little thing. We got in our cute outfits and we had a little vegan McNugget, which was delicious, and shot a TikTok. And it's one of my favorite TikToks ever. And I think it's just so sweet and cute. And I feel like those are the birthday moments that I really remember. But when I become rich one day, which I always think one day I'm gonna get, I will throw a massive birthday party for all of us, and we'll all be dressed up as cute cupcakes and put Johnny in a corset designed by Chloe. So
Perfect. I love not being able to breathe.
Me too. Me too.
Chloe, I'm like, Chloe, you're turning, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, she's turning purple.
But I agree with you,
beautiful,
Elvira.
though.
I do agree with you, though. I do agree with you. It's the little things. It's the little things that you remember the most.
Yeah.
Like, I had a similar experience to Johnny. That's why, well, to Johnny. That's why I'm not like a huge party person when it comes to my birthday and stuff like that. But I love celebrating by myself. I will throw myself my own little birthday party. I've done little fun photo shoots that I remember every single year. I'm like, oh, I remember when I did that one. And I'm already planning my next 5 photo shoots for my birthday. So, yeah.
Aw,
Yeah, she
I
works
love that.
ahead.
See, that's great. See, that to me, like, I hope this really sparks, maybe somebody will see it and then they'll be like, you know what, Chloe, you're designing all of my outfits. And then you get hired and then you have your gorgeous gowns on couture, like magazine covers. And it all started
Gorgeous
from this
gown.
cupcake dress. Like, you never know what happens. I mean, is that something that you would like to get into eventually one day? Like further, like, possibly career type of thing where you make outfits?
I've thought about my career path I think about that. And future, I would like to do that. I think that's something that like has always been a part of my whole life, like fashion and creating. And I am a self-taught like seamstress, I taught myself how to sew. Thank you, Froggy. She's the one who taught me all her little DIYs and stuff. I kind of like picked up from there, and I gradually elevated into working with the sewing machine. Thanks to my friend Joey. He gifted me my sewing machine for my birthday like 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was like 2 years ago.
Aw.
But yeah, I do, slowly want to get into that realm, if you will. I'm just such a perfectionist, and I feel like I'm my worst critic, I'll be honest. Anything I create, I love it for me, but if I was to make it for someone else, it's not good enough. And that's what always stops me from creating for others, if you will. I've done a few things here and there, but we said, you're your worst critic. And for me, it is very much that.
Oh, yeah,
But
no,
who knows?
I'm the same way. I feel the same. I feel like anytime I put out anything or content or something, or I'm always like, oh gosh, I look awful or whatever. And then it's so funny. Like sometimes I'll on the whim like film something and everyone's like, that's the best thing ever. And I'm like, really? I look like, a troll that lived under a bridge for a while. It's like what But everyone's like, "Oh, you look great. We love how you're acting." I was like, "All right, you know." So yeah, I feel like we are all of us are our worst critic, you know. And that's one thing with you. Everything I see you create, I'm like, it's just so beautiful and it's so happy, and I feel like I'm jealous of that talent because me, it's hot glue.
I mean,
on Drag Race immediately. They're like,
Get
"Are
ready
you
to lipstick for your life.
I think I could win a challenge on Drag Race when it comes to sewing. I think I could win one.
And I would get eliminated.
I know how to use a
I-
sewing
first
machine.
episode out?" Me, like they're like, "What's that in your suitcase?" Nothing. It's like Chloe's head peeking out for the sewing challenge. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's just like the ponytail. It's just the ponytail peeking out.
Oh,
like,
we
you get
couldn't bring our own
bracelet?
personal. We couldn't bring our own personal seamstress. That's weird.
Oh, I totally would.
Yeah.
But to wrap up Chloe's birthday episode, as we have gone off the rails multiple times this episode, a little H3
Just like me.
nod there because Johnny and I are huge fans. Just wanted to say though, let's talk about Doll Awards a little bit. We've already kind of been going through this the month of August. Presenters are popping up on the Doll Awards Instagram. So make sure to follow us on there so you can see all of the wonderful presenters for this year, for 2023. Can't believe it. Third year already. We did it. We're doing it.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Anything either of you would like to add for this episode? You're like, no.
Johnny? Anything you would add?
So many cuts. I don't even know where to start. No, I'm kidding. Pauses. I lost my train of thought earlier. What was going on? My laptop about to die because I forgot to put it on the charger. You know, it's just so much happening. But we definitely appreciate everyone here. And I feel like with every episode, we are getting a little bit better. I finally learned how to resize us so we don't look so tiny on the screen. That was a big step for me. Learning. And like I said, thank you so much for everybody being on here. Happy birthday to Chloe.
Happy birthday, Chloe.
Watching this on YouTube, links below for the descriptions for our social handles. If you want to just to say Chloe happy birthday, I'm sure she'll appreciate it. And then of course with the Doll Awards, we're very excited as you know, every day that goes by, more stuff's coming out on it, and we hope everybody enjoys it. It's gonna be a moment.
Thank you guys for celebrating with me. See, something fun we could do that didn't require a lot of money.
Yay! Let us know what you want to hear. Reach out to our socials and we will try to cover some topics, whether it's doll related or not. I'm fine with that. We're open to that. See all of you in episode 4. Bye, everybody.
Bye.